payback for him, Sephiroth. Good stuff. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I am your host, as always, J Villain, aka That Villain J, and tonight we have a very special treat for you. Yes, we do. Because tonight we are running mono green Earthbending. It's been long awaited. You've probably heard a lot about Earthbending. This is an early access deck. Wizards was very kind enough to let me into the Avatar: The Last Airbender early access, and I ran an Earthbending deck with a lot of this new powerful stuff that really brought some interesting aspects and extremely powerful cards to the game. So I want to show you this one, especially the MVP Badger Mole Cub right here. Insane card. To an Earthbending Landfall Extravaganza. Before we get down into that, though, I need you to do something for me, which is, of course, tenderly press that like button, gently press that subscribe button, because if you don't press that like and subscribe button, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to get attacked by the like and subscribe, which you may or may not know is a YouTube werewolf who will viciously maul you and attack you for not liking the video and subscribing to the channel today. Join us on our stream every night at twitch.tv/thatvillainj for our live streaming goodness. We'd love to have you there live and in person on YouTube. And, of course, on Twitch. We stream both on both places. You can hit that bell, turn on that notification, become a notification squad. You can know that when we go live or post anything new, we'd love to have you there. You can check out our Discord community for all latest news, information, post your decks, post memes, ask questions. It's all right there. If you have your own avatar deck that you want to see or you want to know a little bit more about or post your own, go right there into the Discord. And, of course, this deck and all the other ones that I build are going to be available down below on my AetherHub. So if you want a copy, Moxfield or AetherHub is going to be down below in the description. So what are we talking about when we talk about Earthbending? Well, let's start with some of the basics. You know kind of what a landfall looks like, but how do we make it even more powerful and even worse, even more dangerous, and bring out some of these new mechanics? Well, first things first, we're going to bring out Llanowar Elves. Now, Llanowar Elves is something you're going to be seeing a lot of here. Here's my anime version, unashamedly. Llanowar Elves now is even more powerful due to a little something called Badger Mole Cub. We'll talk about that. That is a 1/1/1 1 green, and it adds 1 green. Keep that in mind. I'm going to throw a Bushwhack in there in case we need another lands. Lands are super important with this, and it's our emergency removal. If we need to have somebody fight somebody else to get something out of the way, we're going to have the Bushwhack. We'll go 3 Saz's Chocobos. I'm not going to rely too much on the Chocobo. It's a good 1-drop, and it is a little bit extra fodder and some extra muscle that we can get on the board. But it's not super necessary, you know, but I do like it in there as an uncommon. That's going to be good. Snakeskin Veil is also going to help us with the protection. Keep the cards alive that we want to stay alive. Again, any kind of protection card is going to be fine for you. 1 instant is going to be good. I've used any kind of protection card to keep your MVP players on the battlefield. Now, that's the basic stuff. That's the turn 1 stuff. Let me tell you about probably one of the top 5 most powerful cards out of this new set. Badger Mole Cub. You're thinking, a Badger Mole Cub? It's just a Badger Mole. It's a 2/2. It's just a baby. He's a silly little guy. What are you talking about, Jay? Let me tell you how this thing works right here. The way that Earthbending works is whenever you Earthbend, if somebody says Earthbend, the mechanic, you put a 1/1 counter on a land you control, and it becomes a creature with haste. So as soon as he comes down, one of the lands you have becomes a 1/1 creature with haste. Whenever that land dies or is put into exile, you return it to the battlefield tapped. Here's the fun thing about that. There's no way they can ever kill your lands. It just comes back into the battlefield. You get the land right back. So basically the land shatters or exiles, and then it comes back tapped. So you can't use it right away. There's a small punishment, but you're not going to get hit with like land destruction and be completely ruined from it. However, what Badger Mole Cub does is anytime you tap a creature for mana, you add an additional 1 mana. So that means that anytime that you're going to tap your Earthbent creatures, any one of your creatures that has been Earthbent, any one of your lands that becomes a person, and then you tap it for mana, it becomes a creature, you're going to get 2 green out of it. Not only that, your Llanowar Elves generate 2 green. This is an enormous amount of ramp. Theoretically, you're able to get out almost by turn 3. If you're paying attention, you could have like 7, 8, 9 mana on the board. I'm serious. It is insanely powerful to ramp that hard, that quickly. Badgermole Cub's probably one of the MVP green cards of the game currently. Keep an eye out for this monster. So the other fun thing about that is people are killing your creatures, either using them to block or attack with. They enter the battlefield again, which means that they trigger landfall again, which is a very fun thing to do right there. So that's why we have our landfall creatures like Saz's Chocobo and the Mossberg Pump, because they get counters anytime a land goes in. So if somebody swings at you and you block with your the land that you have up, you know, they know that killing the land that you just put is going to trigger the land going back in, and it's going to trigger your landfall again. So that's why landfall and earthbending go together so well. An incredibly powerful combination right there. We're going to go with Order of Nylea, because that gives us more land onto the board, of course. Whenever this creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter. Then it has 3 or more 1/1 counters, sacrifice this aura. The fun thing about this is if you put this on the land, it can trigger automatically. If you have something like Toph with Earthbend 2, you put Order of Nylea on that Earthbend 2. That has 2 1/1 counters already. You put Order of Nylea on it, and you swing in with the Earth. You swing in with the 3/3. It has 3 counters. It'll immediately trigger Order of Nylea, which will trigger 2 more landfalls, etc., and so forth. So you're already dealing with lands that are going to be Earthbent and have counters on them, or Mossberg Pump, or Saz's Chocobo right there. You're going to have all these different abilities going off that it's pretty easy to trigger Nylea. Tifa, you know her, love her, or hate her. Tifa and Toph finally in the same deck. Who would have ever thought we would be able to say that in 2025? Yeah, I'm running my Tifa, Lockhart, and Toph from Avatar deck. Here we are with Modern Magic. What can I say? 1 green and 1/1/2 trample landfall human monk. Whenever a land you control enters, double Tifa's power. If you pump this up, her power is 5 or something like that. It goes to 10. And if you put another landfall and it goes to 20, obviously that can kill you almost immediately. So another fun card. You want to do another fun earthbending card? Earthbender Ascension. There's Toph again with the Badger Mole who taught her earthbending. 1 green and 2. Whenever this enchantment enters, you earthbend 2, which is you take a land, put 2 1/1 counters in it, and it's a creature. Then you search your library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield tab. So it's going to make an earthbend 2. It's going to cause another another landfall to go in. And whenever you landfall, you put a quest counter on this. Whenever a land you control enters, you put a quest counter. When you do 4 or more quest counters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature on target creature you control, and it gains trample until the end of turn. So anytime that you are building boost right there and putting more lands down, you're going to give somebody counters. And then of course, when you get 4, you're going to give somebody counters and trample until the end of turn, and you trigger the landfall and all the other things. Very good. All the Ascension cards, if you read anything with Ascension, they're generally very good cards right there. We already talked about Mossberg Pump right here, 1 green and 2. It comes in with a 1/1 counter, so it comes in as a 1/1. It triggers the landfall ability. Whenever a land you control enters, double the number of 1/1 counters on this creature. So it goes from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8. It scales out of control the more lands that you put in, and the more powerful you get it. Obviously, getting it to 100 trampling is going to be the goal there, and then you just finish off your opponent. But the more lands you go in, and again, if you have a lot of earthbent lands and they're attacking or removing creatures, or you're just putting pressure on them with earthbent lands, those lands are going to die and come back into play and trigger him again and again and again and again. So you're giving your opponent a bad choice. Either you block or get blocked by my creatures, you're going to pump some of my other creatures. So it has this really, really nice synergy. Of course, we have to have Toph, the Blind Bandit, right here. 1 green and 2 uncommon human warrior ally. When she enters, you earthbend 2. Her power is equal to the number of 1/1 counters on lands you control. So the more earthbent that you are, the more powerful your earthbending is, the more powerful she is. Very, very good 3-drop right there. For 4 drops, we're going to have the Earth Kingdom General. This helps with a little bit of staying power right here. 1 green and 2, 1 green and 3. This is a 4-drop, 2/2. Just 2 of them, I think, is fine. Whenever this creature enters, you earthbend 2. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature, you may gain that much life. Do this only once each turn. Now, here's the funny thing about this guy. Putting 1/1 counters on a creature, yeah, it's when you earthbend 2 or something like that, or put counters, you gain 2 life or 5 life or something. This also works with Order of Nylea. Whenever you attack, you could do that. Earth Kingdom General, I'm going to do this combination before. Earth Kingdom General, and the first time that you get Mossberg Hydra to double its counters, you already have, like let's say it's a 12/12 and you put a land down and you make it a 24/24, he's going to give you 12 life. you may gain that much life as many 1/1 counters as you put down on a creature. If you double Mossberg Pump with Earth Kingdom General out, you're going to gain whatever your guy is doubled. So, you know, you're going to gain the amount that you got to double him by, which is huge. That gives you huge tang power. It gives you a huge recovery power on turn 4 in case you're not getting there. Very, very fun combination. And of course, we're going to finish it off with the Earth King. Bosco seems to like him. He's got a bear, guys. One green and 3/2/2 human noble ally legendary creature. Whenever Earth King enters, create a 4/4 bear creature token. Why is it a 4/4? Quick answer is that it's a hybrid of a bear and a bear. Look up Avatar lore. It makes sense. Whenever one or more creatures you control attack with 4 or greater power, you search your library for that many basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Insane landfall finisher right here. So if you go in and you have a Saz's Chocobo, a Mossberg Hydra, and a Tifa Lockhart, or even just a Saz's Chocobo, or just anyone that is 4 or higher, you get an immediate landfall trigger on the attack. So you could set yourself up with an Order of Villainy to trigger off, and an Earthbend King to trigger off. And as long as you attacked with a 4/4, guess what? He is going to make landfall happen on the attack, which if you next turn, you put him down turn 4, and then attack with Bosco attacking will trigger a landfall whenever you attack. That means all of your landfall people get double the amount. They get to trigger off, and boom, 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 boom. Bob's your uncle. You're going to go in with a serious amount of damage right there. So Earth King is a fantastic finisher right there. To just add 2 creatures to the board for 4 mana, you're getting a 2/2 and a 4 more for 4 mana, which is really good. And additional methods to landfall trigger every single time that you attack with a 4 greater. Just a huge finisher, a way to really close out the game. A lot of times the green landfall decks, one of their biggest flaws is they really can't close games. If they don't quite get to where they need to go very quickly, they kind of get bogged down. I think this helps with a little bit of long staying term and a wider board to help guard whatever else is doing and to counter removal and things like that. So that is going to be the Earthbend Landfall deck. 4 Fabled Passages, as you like them, you search, put another land in so you can trigger 2 landfalls off each turn. We'll do 4 of them, 18 forests, and of course 2 Bossing Says, where I am told there is in fact no war. It enters tapped unless you control basic land. We are running mono green. We're almost always going to have a basic land out. The fun thing about Bossing Say is that you can pay 1 green and 2, and Earthbend 2, activate only as a sorcery. So if you want to Earthbend more, and it can actually make Toph heavier, it can put another attacker on the board if you want. Make an emergency blocker or anything like that right there. So Bossing Say is actually a pretty cool card to throw in right there for your pleasure. So that is what we're going to be running. As far as the stats go, 26 creatures, a lot of allies, a lot of humans, but we have warriors, soldiers, nobles, hydras, all kind of stuff. 2 instants, 2 sorcery, 7 enchantments, 24 altogether on a 24 average. This is a standard deck right there. There's our Momo pet. And as far as the sideboard goes, you'll notice a distinct lack of Bristly Bill. I'm kind of tired of running Bristly Bill and everything, and frankly, he gets killed so much, man. People know what he is, and they pop him right away. You could run Bristly Bill for any kind of reason that you want. Put 1/1 counters in target creature. I think that it has good synergy with Toph, because Toph gets powered up for as many 1/1 counters you have on land, so the more you empower a certain land, the tougher that Toph is going to get, and you have the double ability. I did in a couple of games. I tried Haru Hidden Talent, but I wasn't too happy with him. We don't have that many allies to really make it worth it, and Earthbend 1 is okay. As a 2-drop uncommon, he's alright, but, you know, I think that it's better as an ally. One other new card is Ally's Last Stand. If you want another fight card, that is a really good one. 1 green and 2 affinity for allies. It's cheaper for as many allies as you have as an instant. Remember that Toph, Earth Kingdom General, and the Earth King is an ally. So it would technically be, you know, only 2 or 1 potentially. And it makes 2 creatures you control each deal damage to their power to target opponent. It is a good instant removal potentially. If you're really focusing on allies, it is actually not that bad. Don't worry, we're going to make a full ally deck coming up, or I think we may have already put one out. Maybe I'll link that for you. Of course, I already talked about other kinds of protection. Overprotect, Hunter's Talent. Ride the Shoe Puff, as you may or may not know, in case you don't have Bristly Bill. That's the cheaper alternative. Ice Till Explorer as a 4-drop. Yeah, if you can't afford that many Earth Kings, you can always throw your man Ice Till in there in case you have him. So that is going to be that. This is Mono Green Earthbend with Toph herself. Let's get into the game guide. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. Don't forget to like the video. What's your hype for Avatar? I'm hyped for it. I hope you like it. Let's get into it. Here we go. Oh, it's Numbskull again. I go first. Ooh, he's in trouble. He's in fucking trouble. Thank you, True Yellow Dart, for coming by. Listen, I gotta sample everything, you know? It's just gonna be me and Numbskull fighting all night. Do. He's gonna pop it right away. Bossing Say. Badger Mole Cubbit. Boom. Firebending Student, not bad. He's gonna play removal. Into the Flood Maw. No attacks. See, he's got his removal checks before I do. He's gonna get his removal checks before I do, I think. Yep, for sure. He's gonna get his removal checks way before me. Boom. Okay, he's flooding. Bayo. Let's Earthbend you. Get him, Toph. Get him, Toph. Well, you know I got tricks, bro. You already know I got fucking tricks. Come on, man. You know I got tricks, bro. You think this is Numbskull? You know I got tricks, bro. Come on. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Earthbending. Not bad. Hey, Lone Fox again. Oof. I'm a little slow there. That's better. We'll get rid of that. Earthbender Ascension. Do this. The problem is, like I said, one of the issues is people kill your stuff immediately. People kill your shit right away, man. It's wild. Shelled by Delt. Badger Mole Cub. Boom. Boom. Could be a counter spell. Ascension, so we do Earth Kingdom on this. Tongue. He's got a couple of problems here. He's got a few problems. Okay. Plumed Feather Creed. Okay. Gains hexproof. Pumps. Have an interrupter. Pumps. Hits. I don't think they're surviving this. No, it's not happening. Boom, 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 boom. Diced up. Yep. Chopped. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad, kid. Okay, a little something different there. Good. Put down Saz's. Burn out for Astronaut. Okay, if he doesn't kill Tifa, we'll get Earthbend Ascension, which is good. He'll probably kill Tifa, though. I can't blame him. Firebend Ascension. Alright. It works. bump in there. Firebending student, good. I love a mana here. That'd actually be really good. Yeah, that's the stuff. Bear. Okay. Putting some schmeat on the bones here. Landfalling again. Yeah, I think so. Earth King is a really good high-end. Earthbender Ascension is really good too. I think Earthbending absolutely, because whenever they kill, if they kill one of your things, it'll cause landfall to happen. So like even if he kills one of my forests or I use my forest to block, it'll make Saz's joke about landfall happen, which is wild. Shock. All right, that kind of sucked because that would have helped the landfall situation. We're gonna go in. I think they'll pump. Got him. Got him. New. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. That's not very good, but we'll go with it. Ben, he'll probably play removal. Deep Cavern fucking value. Boom, boom. Rifle Hex Mage. Obsessive Pursuit. Just put a lot of earth down. Boom. Okay. He probably wants to kill Toph. Rotten Mouth King, nice. Pronouncers. Tough. Tough. Momentum breaker. Very nice. Roundmouth King. I'm dead. No removal. Big problem. Unfortunately, that's where it's gonna head. Is do you have the removal? No, you don't. Sucks to suck, man. Sucks to suck. That's gonna be a lot of it. Are you able to stop me on 1, 2, or 3? You're able to play like it's gonna be a gunfight the first couple of turns. Really, you're gonna want to try to bang out as quickly as you can, and you know, land. Okay, let's do. I have a feeling he's gonna play a kill card on that. So you know what? Let's start with Tifa. Maybe we can draw out his removal. Oh, Demir. Yeah, that's what I thought. I want to save Badgermole Cup. Boof. probably gonna play kill on that. Bang. Oh, he's gonna play kill on everything then, huh? Took the damage. Ah, Fire Lord Azula. You trying to get me, huh? Get that Azula out of there, man. You ain't get that shit. You don't get no Azula around here. Boom, boom. Quantum Riddler. Welcome to Earthbending. Lightning Strike, my Earth. Earthbending, boom. Bio. Is there a Warren Bossing Saint? I don't think so. Pow, 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 pow. Nice. That's payback for him Sephirothing me. Good stuff. Get really fucking vicious with it. I've been trying to avoid that, but might have to do it. Torment Vinny. Gonna play removal on that. Boom. Do that. Boom. There you go. Maze Mine Tome. We may go too fast for him here. Solemn Simulacrum. push. Yeah, a typical turn 3. As you know. A normal, everyday turn 3. Probably going to wipe me next turn because I didn't kill him right now. Wouldn't be surprised if he wiped me. He could have a stab. A stab is the only way that he knocks me out here. Let me take him out. Boom, got him. Yeah, real typical. Just a real normal turn 3. Just a normal everyday turn 3. If I already have 5 or 6 lands out on the board, I don't really need that many more, and I'm gonna fucking draw all gas from there on out. Snurling Gerherd, Badgermole Cub. Basically, whoever gets Badgermole Cub out quicker is just gonna win. That's kind of our okay. I have a feeling he's gonna kill it. Scavenging Ooze. Alright. No attacks. So he's got to draw a kill card here, basically. If he draws it, he wins. No. Mill. Sacrifice another one. Your schnozberries taste like schnozberries. Okay. So we do this. We do that. Earthbender Ascension. Toph. Swing. Hit. Boof. Sacrifice. 2 more. Trigger. Earthbender Ascension. Earthbender Ascension. Sacrifice. Trigger. Trigger. 220. I think that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. So a little bit of Earthbend makes everything nice. Good stuff there. Oh, it's new again. Ops goes first, naturally. Why not? Flawless draw again. On the play and flawless draw. Absolutely amazing. I wouldn't say it's overpowered. It's powerful, but it's not overpowered. Waterbend is bonus kicker. Is special super kicker. Yeah, this guy's they're gonna keep kicking the shit out of me all night. This green deck that I'm playing can't go up against this. It doesn't matter what I run. There's like zero way that I can ever beat this deck. I don't have removal, and you need removal for this. You need to kill cards. And I'm just drawing like crap here. Hey, it's Lone Fox again. Okay. All right, let's see if we do. Waterbending is fancy convoke, and it's a little boring. It is fancy convoke. No attacks and turn. We have our protection here. Seam rip. Boom. Empyrean Eagle. You can kind of see the problem with earthbending, huh? You can kind of see the issues. You either got a response or you don't. They played one. They had that. They played that clue one. All right. Well, earthbending. Earthbending brought it in. We finally locked it in at the end there. I think it's very powerful. I think it's a problem. It snowballs. It's like an avalanche or perhaps a landslide. It's a lot of schmeat. It's a lot of schmeat coming at you guys. Earth King, Toph, a lot of these complement what already exists in Landfall. I hate playing kind of the Landfall shell, the 1-2-3 Landfall shell, but man, even with the new cards, it's really fun and interesting to just kind of play in a more diverse way. And I got wins just on Earthbending alone. Didn't even really need the Landfall combination, but we have that in there to fill out everything else we're doing. We do have the Landfall in there alongside the Earthbending, throw them at him. So overall, pretty solid. Like a rock.